Hey guys, welcome to a real different video. A lot of you have been commenting on my TF2 workshop video, like how do you make a model, how do I make a weapon, how do I export them, how do I make it work. And even though I said like there are tutorials out there, I figured yeah, why not, I can make a video. If it's easier for you then fine, but really don't ask me any more questions, because I mean, as I said, there you can find a lot of these answers on the official forums. There's even a walkthrough on how to get your model into the game, which is like the same thing I'm doing now basically. But yeah, fine, you know, I can show you how to do this, and I'm going to show you how to do this in Maya because that's what I use, as I've been saying in my in my comments. So I have my model here, and I still haven't. Well, I still have the program open because I'm working on a texture, trying to get that right, and I don't use any lights because that way I can actually see how it looks like and compare it with the like engineer model, and then like okay, yeah, okay, it looks like this. So yeah. Anyway, obviously I'm going to go through how to get your hat into the game because that's like the easiest thing you can do. You can also get weapons and all that good stuff into the game as well, which is easy if you don't really. Well, you can do it. You can do it in an easy way and a hard way. So it depends on how you want the end results to look, really. So anyway, yeah. Oh yeah. Thanks for updating in the middle of the video. Oh, God damn it. So if you don't recognize this hat, it's the engineer helmet. Well, it's from Dead Space. Isaac, the main character that you actually play, he has this helmet and it upgrades. You know, you can upgrade the suit and the helmet gets upgraded and all that good shit. This is his helmet. I mean, I figured he's an engineer. TF2 as an engineer, it will probably look cool, and it actually does. Right now, as I said, I'm working on a texture. It's just a base texture right now. Before I export this, I just want to show you something. I have an AO baked for this. It's an agent occlusion. Basically, what it does is that it calculates. Like if I need to explain it, I would say like it calculates the, let's say, the natural shadows that would be cast on the model if it was under lighting even. So you can use that on a texture. So this here, well, this is my basic texture. I'm still not done with it. This is my UV map that I'm using. This is my AO, agent occlusion. I just wanted to show you, if I turn this off and reload the texture, that's how it looks like. Okay, see that? Yeah, that's like full bright. That looks really horrible. And if I enable my agent occlusion and reload, yeah, it's a really big difference actually. It makes such a big difference actually. Ooh, engineer icon. Yeah, nothing is final. I'm just trying to get this sorted. I'm not feeling well today, so I haven't been doing that much this weekend. I plan to actually, well, I plan to almost be done with the model, which is not happening. Anyway, so this is my model. I want this to be added into the game, and yeah, I'm going to show you. Basically, what they did, Valve actually released a zip file with each class's head model as an OBJ file, so you can import them, use that as a reference when you actually import it into the game. The thing that is, they're not properly oriented, for me anyway. My Maya is set up for source because it uses like not the Y, it uses the Z axis, which you can see down here as up. So yeah, it's really weird anyway. So well, let's just get this model exported. So what I do, you know, I use Maya, so I have no idea how you do this in Blender or whatever. So don't ask. If you do, I'm gonna remove your comment. So I want to export this. So I'm going to export it, yeah, only that helmet, and I'm going to export it to my working folder right here. And want to export it to DSH. Yeah, I gave it a simple name. DSH is simple for me because it stands for Dead Space Helmet, basically, so it's easy to remember. Yeah, okay, yeah. So I exported that one, and I actually have this, yeah, since the last time. So this here is my model. It's the wrong texture though. Yeah, I have the old. Is this the right? Yeah, it has to be the right one. That's weird. Okay. Anyway, what the hell is this? Really the right one? I have to check. Wait, I have shitloads. I actually have models here that I have not shown anyone. Like working pro. Oh yeah, that's my pyro helmet troll. That's still not the right one. There we go. Yeah. I'm going to show you something. Okay, let's do it like this. If I have this is a new scene, like there's nothing here. If I use those heads that I got from Valve, it's the engineer. Yeah, whatever. You can see that's how it looks like. Okay. So it's like, okay, yeah, fine. You know, it's easy to build a hat and like use that as a reference, but it doesn't really work. Because I need to have my engineer head like that, or it doesn't work. Well, it works, but it's like, okay, yeah, you know, the hat is like way off where it should be, which I actually experienced with my first hat, which is the diving helmet. The whole hat was like 180 degrees the wrong way. I'm like, what's going on? I mean, what the hell, man? And for some reason my hat is not here. That is weird. So did I really use this one? Wow, no. Yeah, I just have to remember. Yeah, I guess I used this one then. That's really weird because it's the wrong way. Or maybe I'm, oh, never mind. So this is my model. Basically, so you import the head. As I said, I don't know about other programs, but what I had to do was to, I'm not going to remove this one. I had to take the head and rotate it. You can see it's rotated 180 degrees. See? That's like the original there somewhere. I had to rotate it 180 degrees. And it works. I'm like, what? That's weird. Anyway. Yeah, this is the old one I had. I don't know why I have that texture. That is so weird. But I don't need the texture in the program actually. Well, I have the texture, it's the same name and everything, so I will assign that later. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to import my my OBG file that I exported with my helmet, and it will be way up here. There it is. Yeah, because it's the old texture. That's why it looks like that. So let's see if we can get the same information. It's 90 degrees, okay, 90 degrees. There we go. I'm just going to use the. That is really weird. Oh yeah, it's the wrong texture. I'm like, wow, the agent occlusion is totally wrong. And I'm like, oh, never mind. Oh, there we go. Go and copy that, remove this one, and then just paste this. So we have the exact same position, even though the texture is fucked up, but that doesn't matter now. The position should be fine. Go to save this. You can see it doesn't like clip or anything. You know, it's, you know, this model is really tiny. You can see it clips his neck a bit, which you can like. Well, you can fix that if you're that. Well, if you really want to, basically. So. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna save, and no, you do not use that save. Oh, yeah, I forgot, my Maya is really acting up, I don't know why. I'm gonna close down Chrome, see if it works. Probably not. Crap, okay. Yeah, I don't know why my Maya is starting to act, it acts up whenever it wants to, I have no idea why. It's really weird. So anyway, what you have to do now is when you have used the head that you got from Valve and you have like built your well, you can build your hat, you know, immediately off that head because it's like the right proportions and everything. You need to export it, and I think I said this in one of the comments earlier that you really want, you know, I use Photoshop, so I have the PSD loaded in my modeling program. But when you actually compile the model, I would suggest you actually, let's see, you actually, what the hell? I was gonna say, yeah, you actually like make a TJ file, a targa file of it, and use that instead. Because I used the PSD file, and I got like my model. This was the diving helmet, and it's like transparent. Yeah, it was some alpha issues or whatever. So anyway, when you're ready to export the model, because now it works properly, I'm going to export the first. You need at least 2 versions of this model. The first one I'm going to call LOD0. Okay, this is the base model. This is like all the polygons that are in the model. Yeah, I want to replace it. Okay, so now I need to remove some polygons to make a LOD model. It stands for level of detail. Basically, like when you're not so close to the model, it uses a lower detail version of it, so you don't have to like render as much stuff, basically. So your frame rate doesn't drop. So what I want to do, I want to remove, let's see, yeah, I can remove a couple of these faces. Instead of face on, I'm gonna remove, I'm gonna remove that. If I'm like on the final version, yeah, my Maya is acting up again. Oh, for fuck's sake, I have no idea what's going on. This is so fucking annoying. On the final version, what I would do is to actually like properly make a level of detail model. Like on the deep diving helmet, I only removed like 50 vertices or something. So it's not a lot, but like when you're working on the model and just compiling it so many times, you know, you don't really want to like make a new model all the time. But if the model is actually final and you're only doing the texture, that's fine. So, and mine is actually finished, but yeah, I need to put some time into making a level detail model. So anyway, to recap so far, what you do is that before you start making the model, I would suggest you actually get the character or only the head into the actual the program. You make your hat or whatever. If you make a weapon, you need a whole model, you know, character, whatever. When you're done, you export your texture as a TJ. You export your model as LOD0. You remove some polygons, and then you go to export or whatever program you use, and LOD1. And no, you can't trick it. That's actually the first thing I tried to do, was to trick the program to like, oh yeah, it's another LOD model. Yeah, it recognized that. It's like, you can't use this one. It has the exact same amount of polygons. I'm like, oh, fucking hell. Yeah, so I'm going to export. I'm going to save my texture as a target file, 32 bits. I don't think I have an. Oh yeah, I have one alpha channel. I'm going to show you this. I have one alpha channel, and that's actually for the. Yeah, you can see it's for the visor. You know, the part that's red. It's going to be team colored, by the way, so don't worry. Yeah, it's going to glow red for red, blue for blue, basically. And actually, I have that working. I just can't get the. Well, it's too. It's not dark enough. Let's see. I gotta change this. Let's see. I better change this. Let's see. Black and white. No. God, how can I do this the best way? Let's see. I want it way darker, actually. That does nothing. No, fuck it. Let's do it this way. Yeah. Okay. Let's try it out. Yeah, I think the actual red part is too bright because it's way bright in the game. So okay, so we have now exported our model 2 times, 2 different level of detail models, and the texture is sorted. So go to Start Itemtest, Source SDK. I hope everyone knows what it is. This is basically you go to Steam. Library, you can click on like game or all games, installed games. You have something called tools. On tools you have source SDK. You have to download it basically. Oh snap. And you go to source engine MP. This is actually new, I just noticed it the other day. T-Fortress 2, Minoa is my mod by the way. And go to Itemtest. And this is so simple, I don't know why everyone has an issue with this. It's like, whoa, it's that hard. Name. This is the name of the model. Okay, we use this when you make the model basically. This is not the name when you publish the item. The publishing and everything, you do that in game. Okay, so I'm going to name it DSH. It's an item for the engineer class, engineer, and where it says BIP head, click auto skin. This means that it will like automatically attach, this helmet to the bone basically, and you need a valid Steam ID or it won't work. Next step, you get you have to choose these geometry file, yeah, whatever. As you can see, you can have DMX, OBG, or SMD. You have to have at least 2, which is what we exported to. Each LON must have some geometry. Okay, so LOD 0, which is the base model, is, well, export as LOD 0, so just pick that one. You get another one called LOD1, get the next LOD, and you can keep adding. Like, if you want more level of detail models, you can keep adding them, but you don't really have to, because it shouldn't be that many polygons anyway. The next step, you need to select a texture file. My material name is called DSH. From what I know, well, what I think anyway, is that it uses this from the program use. So, oh yeah, that's the wrong file. Let me open the other one. If I go into this one here, because it's called, this material is actually called DSH. Okay, so it's called DSH. See what I mean? Fong E DSH DSH. Yeah, okay. Material type primary. Yeah, if you have more than one primary or secondary, you can even duplicate. If you have a hat and something else on the hat, basically another part of the hat uses the same texture, you can just use like the second texture. You can click material type, duplicate. But yeah, I'm going to make team colored textures. So the last time, the final go at this compiling method, basically, I'm going to use red blue. Okay, so I'm going to make one for red, one for blue. Okay, but I'm just testing this out, so I'm going to use common. Then I just go to common texture, click browse. Okay, and now it asks you which texture do you want, and I obviously want this one. And you can yeah, okay. When you load the texture, it asks you if you have any alpha in it, like transparency, paintable, or spec fong map. Paintable, I haven't done any paintable yet, but basically what you need to do, if I would have to guess, it says alpha, which means that in Photoshop, like, if I want this helmet to be paintable, which I'm not really sure I want, to be honest, I would like tell the Itemtest that, okay, this part, the dark parts of the helmet can be paintable. So I select them, go into channels, then add new alpha mask, I think it's called, and then I get like one of these things. See? So like for example, if I take the texture as it's now and go in here, click paintball, and someone paints this, they would actually paint the team color. They would paint the visor, okay, and that doesn't really work. But you know, that's how it will work. Like, so you actually understand how it works. So yeah, and there's a spec fong map. You can add, you know, if you have more, basically. Normal map, if you have that. I really don't yet, anyway. So this is the last stage. When you given the item test all this information, you will get to the last stage right here. And I don't know why it starts up so low. Okay, there we go. Okay, so you can launch the model viewer. It will automatically load your model. Okay, you can explore all the contents, and what I actually do, I actually usually go in here. I delete the old items. I don't know if you really have to do this. I just do this because I want to be like sure that actually like it works, because like I had the issue with the diving helmet that I compiled it, and then I had to make changes. Like I said, you know, it had a wrong rotation, so I had to like rotate it and try to get it in place, and I exported it, and it was like the same model as before. So I think that's why. Anyway, okay, yeah, we're giving it sorry, we've given it everything. We're going to compile. Click compile. Just wait. It will breeze by. It says compile OK, dismiss and continue. Okay. I usually don't quit the item test. I really like to have it up in case. I usually launch model viewer. You can actually see the model in here. It's like, oh look, it actually kind of works. So yeah. Yeah, you can actually see, okay, yeah, this is how it looks, well, in the model view anyway. I'm going to do one thing. I don't know if you can see this in the model viewer anyway. Let's see. Okay, this is how it looks, okay. As I said, I actually have the visor, it's glowing, okay. So what I have here is actually, I have my VMT file that it creates. This is the one it created. And what I've done, I actually modified this one to this one, so it has the self-illuminate, so it actually glows, basically. It's a bit like, yeah, it's not something you need to know, but that's what I've done for this helmet in particular. Okay, so I'm going to go into Payday. No, I'm not. Wow, I had a lot of games. No, I don't. Not if you actually compare it to Drunken Fool. I don't know what the command is. What is it? V window? I don't know. Cancel. I don't know if. Let's see if we can. I don't think we can actually. Oh, whatever. Let's just start this up, I think. Okay, I'm not sure if Camtasia works that well with like normal games, so you have to forgive me if it's not working now. But basically, I'm going to go through this anyway, as long as you can hear what I say. And its source, it takes ages to look. Yeah, don't ask me why. I bought the wrong energy drink today. They didn't have the normal one, so this will, oh god, probably tastes like shit. Anyway, okay. Team Fortress 2. Steam Workshop. You click that, you get a new window. And here are my items. The deep diving helmet and professor's proofreaders. Here you have the instructions. You have legal agreement, everything. What you want to do is to load the test map. Okay, and it's interesting because as I said in the other video, like I had people joining my test map. I'm like, what the hell? Why would you join my test map? I mean, what the hell? The item test map. Oh, new items. Oh, fuck, my chest hurts. Yeah, from work yesterday. God. Okay. Yeah, and then you wait for about 5 months for it to load. I hope. Holy shit. Ooh. Okay. Come on. Yeah, Tyrell. What the fuck? 330 dual wins. No life. And he randomly just stopped dueling. That's weird. Anyway, as I said, the model and texture I have is made for. The texture is made for the red team. So I'm going to go red, engineer. I don't know if I actually. Do I have it on now? No, I don't. Okay. Yeah, it's Halloween update troll. When you get into Itemtest map, you dance around. No, you don't. You press F7. Okay. You get into item testing. And what I'm going to do is, I'm on the red team, so I'm not going to touch the bot controls. I wanted to spawn an engineer. And when you click an item, or when you click a class, you get the items that you want to test, basically. So you have weapon, headgear, cosmetic 1, cosmetic 2. You have some bot controls there, but this is the only thing I use anyway. You can even save it if you want. I go to headgear, it says none, you click add, okay? You get another window that says your new model or an existing item. Obviously, want to try our own model, so select model. Okay, and when you click that, it automatically puts in the folder of the class you chose. Like this is the engineer folder, and the folder at the top is your folder. Okay, this is like your Steam ID folder, so you know that okay, this right here is actually my model. It says DSH MDL. When you load it, it gives you an option to hide geometry. This is not to show, this is to hide. This means that, like, if I'm running around with the safe and sound and I don't click hat, it will like not hide the hat model, Okay, so you can choose. Well, it's only hat, so hat. You can choose if it's painted, if it has special effects, but I really don't. So, okay, so now we've done that. We click apply test items. Okay, it spawns a bot with your model, like this. And oh god, it's still too bright. That's so freaking annoying. Oh, I have to fix that. Oh, yeah. At least his shin is not. It's not going through the helmet, is it? Yeah, it is. Oh, I have to fix that again. Okay, yeah. So that's how we get it in game and how you actually like take a look at it in game. Wow, it's actually. Yeah, I had to scale it up a bit. From what I can tell, I had to scale it just a bit because it's actually back of the head. So yeah, and it's way too bright still, so that is annoying. Crap, okay. But yeah, that's basically how you get it in game. It's not hard at all, to be honest, and yeah. Neato. I just need to get the shading fixed on it. That is so weird. Huh. Okay. Yeah, okay, so when you're seeing your model, you're like, okay, yeah, fine, I know how it looks like now. I just quit TF2, go back out, fix whatever I want to fix. Like now I actually have to scale it up. So I'm actually going to, on the model is actually final, so I don't actually need to use this anymore. I can actually use the one I use, for exporting my item. So I can just, yeah, you can see it's really weird because it's really nice here, but you could see it's like this head model is smaller than the one in game, so I'm just going to scale it up a bit. That should be fine, I think. Yeah, maybe too much, I don't know. Yeah, something like that. And well, I'm gonna keep working on the texture. So I just keep working on this. I save it, load it into this model I use now. No, this one I use now. Maya. Oh, yeah, it stopped working. Or well, it's acting up. just keep working on this. Look at it in my program. Does it look good? Yeah, and just keep going back and forth, and then like, okay, yeah, I want to. Yeah, no, as I said, the model is like I've scaled it up now, so it's probably fine now. Um, I might actually have to move it a bit, but like when I'm exporting the model, I made sure that the model looks good in game. I mean, the model, it fits perfectly. I don't need to move it, I don't need to rotate it, I don't need to scale it, I don't need to remove anything, I don't need to change it in any way. Error getting shader. Okay. You can. You don't actually have to. You don't have to re-export the model basically. So what you could do then is to actually just text, like if the model is done, but you're working on the texture like I'm doing, you can just like close down Itemtest and all that, and like even Itemtest and whatever, and you can just like texture, work on the texture, go back into the program, see what it looks like, go back and forth, and like, okay, now I need to test it in game. You just make it a new VTF file basically, so you don't need to actually run the compile program again. If you can do that if you think it's easier to do that, but I would just export as a TJ, make it to a VTF file, and then go into TF2 and see, okay, yeah, it looks good. Okay, and then go back up, go back out, continue on texture. You don't need to recompile the model if you don't have to actually change the model itself. So yeah, that's more or less it. Actually, it's, as I said, it's really easy to use. So it to the skin on the first part. Next part, you assign the texture. You just go through the whole Itemtest, assigning the models, textures, everything, compile, go into the game, and make sure that it works. And in the game, as I said, you use the Steam Workshop button and load test map. When it's loaded, you press F7 and you click like, okay, it's an engineer item. If it's for the blue team, you click the blue team. Then you choose like if it's a headgear, weapon, or whatever, and you browse to your model and click add item or whatever it said. I can't even remember now. And you can basically see how it looks like. So yeah, that's it actually. I'm going to do a bit more work on my model whenever Maya stops acting up. I don't know why it's doing this, it's weird. Oh god, okay. Yeah, that's it guys. Thank you for watching. I will see if I can get this sorted. See you later.